little princes and princesses, and welcome to a new Sims challenge, the Jane Eyre challenge. Burning all of the secrets, because there are fires and there are secrets in the novel. So, here are the main goals. Jane becomes master educator. Before Jane was Adele's governess, she worked as a teacher at the Lowood school that she went to. And when she left Thornfield Hall, she was running a school for poor girls. Adele maintains an A+ grade. Adele did have a very good education, even when she was not Jane's student, so it's natural for her to maintain her high grades. Jane gets the independent and brave traits via the reward store. This is due to her character development throughout the novel. Paving her own way and facing adversity is what Jane did best with her hardships since her childhood. These traits can be found in the reward store when you click on her aspiration and then reward store. The independent trait costs 2,000 and the brave one is 8,000. Edward maxes out the horseback riding skill. Edward and Jane's love story all started when he fell off his horse. I want him to be a skilled rider, and I do like playing with the horseback riding skill. Jane puts out a fire. This is due to her saving Edward when his curtains caught fire. Jane maxes out the painting and piano skills. Jane did enjoy drawing, and she mentioned that she only played a little bit of the piano. I want her to achieve these goals. Now, of course, there is no drawing skill, so the closest thing I had to do was painting. Now for the bonus goals. Jane finds a relative via researching genealogy. Jane found out she had cousins and an uncle who left her a fortune. You can do this by researching genealogy on the computer. I heard that sometimes Sims do find a relative, so that is why this is a bonus goal and not a main goal. Edward maxes out the singing and acting skills. Mrs. Fairfax said he was a good singer, and he was good at that 19th century version of charades game and dressing up like a gypsy and giving Blanche a really bad fortune. I really love that scene. Edward adopts a horse named Guy Trash. This is homage to how Jane met Edward when he fell off his horse. She thought the horse and pilot was a Guy Trash, which is a shape-shifting creature in the form of a horse or a dog. Plus, the main goal for Edward is to max out the horseback riding skill, and like I've said many times in my videos, I like playing with animals. Also, I heard that the Brits pronounce it a Guy Trash, but I sometimes may flub and call it a Jai Trash, which I've heard my fellow Americans say. At least one original Sim completes their first aspiration. This is the usual with my challenge. I find completing aspirations fun. Finally, the rules. Only Jane helps Adele with schoolwork. Jane was employed simply to educate Adele, and that is what she will do when she has homework for those school projects that kids get for extra credit. Rebuild Thornfield Hall throughout the challenge. As you know, at the end of the novel, part of Bertha's final goodbye was burning down Thornfield Hall. I want to spend this challenge rebuilding it how I imagined it to be as best as I can, since I'm not a builder. You can also build Thornfield Hall as best as you can and how you imagine it. So it would be really interesting to see all the different types of Thornfield Halls that people can make. Lot has the Cursed Lot Challenge. Speaking of Thornfield Hall, shit happens here. Fires, laughing, Jane's wedding veil being torn, and even though it may or may not have been Bertha's fault, it sounds like a pretty cursed place to live. Houses must be built on an empty lot, household must not be split up at any time, and only use cheats to bypass bugs and glitches. These are my usual rules. Houses on an empty lot to practice or show off your building skills. I know I use it for practice because, like I said, I'm not a builder. Each household member staying adds challenges to care for them. And of course, cheating is bad, but since The Sims likes to not work at times, cheats can be used to give those bugs a giant squash. So, that is my Jane Eyre challenge. Due to grad school, I won't get a playthrough of this challenge up right away, so thank you for your patience. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And please do me a favor and control the ignorance population by supporting your local library. Thanks. Bye.